there, YouTube. Holy moly. Welcome to a 60-degree June 10th of 2020. Look at this. You can see everything's soaking wet. Rained all night. You can still hear all the water dripping and dropping off the stuff. Kylie, Sacha, Annie, you guys be good. Yeah. Look at what you got. Sasha. God dang. Welcome to Hump Day. And look at this. We're already getting stopped. That's okay with Kelly because that's her land out there.
I know. They need to put it for sale so I can buy it.
Yeah. I don't know what in the world they're doing. It's something to do with the fiber optics. Why you need to close it down for 3 months. Seems a little weird. Well there, little woman.
Yes,
it is humid and warm here, even though it's only...
Feels good.
Yeah. You know, it's only 66. That's thick as thieves.
Feels good.
Well, anyway, have yourself a wonderful hump day.
You too.
And I'll see you in the passings.
All right. Sounds
All right.
good, babe.
Love you. See you. Bye.
Love you.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
So someone asked if I could show. I have showed this before, but we'll do it more formally, I guess. He's got a K1600 GT, I think, that's due to have this procedure done, and he's a little anxious about it and wanted to know, could I show specifically what gets replaced? So what's getting replaced is this gear, and this is a specific way it goes. Of course, the collar's been sweated off of it. That's this right here. That's one of the things I got to sweat on. So these two are getting replaced, and with that, you're getting all three shift forks. The other shift fork is still sitting in there. You don't actually have to take this one out. You just need to make sure it's in there and out of the way when you put it together, or you're in serious trouble. If you put the shift plate on with the drum, you can no longer get that shift fork in. These two come right out. So there's a gasket for the clutch cover. This is the two new gears that I just showed you. So, well, I put them on there. So these two get replaced. That's it for that. This is a sealing washer for the shift cover. These are O-rings that go between the shift cover and the transmission housing. This clip gets replaced. This is the reverser gear or reverser cover gasket. The shift plate uses Downing, or I forget who it is. It's basically like Honda Bond HT that's used on there, but I use the BMW stuff. I think it's actually by Permatex or something. So two of these shift forks are the same. So that's these two. And this shift fork is different. So the shift forks get replaced. This is the clutch. I'm not even paying attention where I'm pointing. I hope I was pointing at stuff. This is the nut for the clutch hub, because when you take, I think it's still sitting over there, when you take it off, it's or when you're mounting it, this is actually the shaft here. This is the clutch sits right here. When you torque this thing down, you torque it to 190 Newton meters, back it off, torque it down to 190 again, and this little flange on there, you take a 4mm punch and you peen it in on each side here. So it's got micro encapsulated thread locker in there, plus you peen the thing over. So that goes with the clutch. We'll leave that there. And a new banjo bolt, which now, because I have the tool, I put that on after the transmission is back in. You take this is the bolt that holds the back of the throttle body to the frame, so that gets replaced just solely because it's got micro encapsulated thread locker on it. When you take the clutch slave cylinder off, it comes with the non-reusable aluminum bolts, and they're replacing them with steel bolts or stainless steel. This is not necessary, but there's you take the suspension. You guys remember the Spyder where I had the sensor that was bad and the suspension didn't know how to adjust itself? Well, this uses the same thing. This is the ride height sensor for the rear. And the way we take these things apart, none of this even moves, so we're no longer taking that nut off, but it's like a crushed nut that works as a self-locking nut. I just throw that in my BMW bin over there because Kurt nor I take this off. It's in a perfectly safe area. And the movement, I mean, it's got a lot of throw. I don't know what you would do that you would damage that, but and then for the clutch, you get 13 aluminum non-reusable. They're torqued once. You torque them at 3 Newton meters in a certain sequence. You go back through, turn them at 90 degrees, and then you go back through and you turn them at 30 degrees. And this is the outer bearing that's on this side. This is the one because you actually, the tool you use, you pop the seal off of it. The bearing's fine, but once you manipulate that seal, plus the way this tool grabs it and yanks it out of there, I wouldn't want to reuse it either. Look at that thing. I think they have NASA building these things. But that's the parts that are replaced. The rest of it, and I use one box to put all the old parts in, and then the rest of them, like the 16B that I just got through finishing, that's all the parts boxes out of that. And this will end up the same way in that box. So this little sliding shift cog, that gets replaced, and this gear gets replaced, and the 3 shift forks. That's basically what we're doing. Something about manufacturer, I guess BMW's not making these, or maybe they're not making the whole transmission, and the something about the materials used or something wasn't up to BMW's standards. Just so you know, the only thing that's 100% built, I don't have a single one down here, by BMW from head to toe is the boxers. The engine is assembled by BMW for the 6 cylinders and the 4 cylinders. Everything else is outsourced. I was surprised that the transmission wasn't BMW built as well. They are for the boxers. All right, let's tear into this bad boy. So there she is, all reassembled with all new parts. Thought I'd show you something right quick that I didn't go over yesterday. When I talk about the shift detents, this is a spring-loaded arm. You can see it's the smallest valley in there. That's the neutral position. And this spring-loaded little arm has kind of grabbers on one side and slippers on the other side. So as it crosses over, it'll ramp and allow it to move. But then when you execute a shift, it grabs the ones in the middle and pulls the pin. Well, that bang you hear when these things, like Harley's K1600s, are some of the loudest shifters. They really go boom. And I talk about the shift detent. That's that thing falling into these, see that steep ramp, and it falls into that valley, and it makes that shift drum go bang, bang. It just plants it, and once it's in there, it is stuck. See, I can force it to go into another gear, but watch this. It's got a big bang to it, and there's neutral. But when all your shift forks and everything, the transmission's all moving, everything's going wing wang back and forth, back and forth, that just makes a very loud bang. But a heavy sounding shift of a bike is not a bad thing. It's usually a sign that they're planted really well. Harley, I don't know if they still do, I'm pretty sure they do, but they use a heavy spring and a ball bearing that falls into grooves around the shift fork. And when they go into gear,
they're stuck. You're good to go. Just keep driving. Man, I was so close. Oh, step right in front of the fans. So close. I had tool vendors coming by and chit-chatting with customers, and I'd absolutely be done. I mean, that's just part of my job title, but still, I didn't get her done. So close. All I gotta do is just the clutch plates and the clutch cover, the reverser cover. Everything else is from here is just putting body panels back on. But I hate when you're that close, but no cigar. All right, here's all. I just got a collection, like several other boxes like it. That's all the pieces that get replaced. And then from there, a series of devastating blows. And then I'm pretty sure, I think they were predicting all the parts being here for tomorrow, so we'll tear into a Spyder transmission tomorrow. I was hoping I'd get this thing done, take you guys for a quick buzz, but interruptions happen. It just happens. But I hate to look at that thing and know I'm leaving and it's that close. I probably maybe 45 minutes. Yeah, an hour if I don't get interrupted. Body work and everything. Tool work great, going back on as well. So much easier to torque that thing down when you have the right tool. Cool stuff though. Got another transmission done. Those things only got 170 miles on it. That's why it's so clean. It's crazy. She's a puppy. And the oil's all fresh and new. Man, that's so slippery. You can't get that clean, fresh oil off of nothing. But anyway, I'm gonna bounce. Cool, another RT standard. See, it's got the panel instead of the trunk. That's cool. I don't know how he gets that thing in this door. Forklift don't like turning that sharp. That's pretty cool right there, man. That's pretty. We got dusty. Them things come out of the crate. First thing to get is a bath. The dreaded no fender look. Oh, my boy. Mama, they're turned out decidedly nice today.
I know it.
At least the humidity's not up here in Toledo like it was in
Vancouver,
holy
yeah.
moly. That felt like the South. That was thick as thieves.
That was.
So I reckon it's the last of the long journey back to the homestead. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I am too. Go see the girls and the boys. Can't forget Danny and Spackles.
Oh, I know it. You should have seen Danny this morning.
Was he being all silly?
Oh, I'm sitting there trying to drink my coffee and Facebook thing in the morning. He decided he needed to be up on my lap.
He's so
leaning
funny.
against my shoulder. So I just had to sit there and hold him for about 20 minutes. I was like, oh, Danny, big old whoop.
He's so funny. Just sometimes he forgets he's not a little tiny puppy anymore. He just wants to not just sit in your lap, but be all on you.
Oh, I know it. So he's just laying in his head over my shoulder and just, I'm just going to lay here, Mom. All right.
Oh, Danny. Crazy old Magoo.
I know it. He's such a sweet.
Yeah. Well, hello there, YouTube. Holy moly. It's getting kind of dark out here.
It is.
Nice.
It's very warm.
Yeah, it's still like 64 degrees. That's crazy. Did you... I heard trains. Isn't that weird that this far away sometimes you can hear those trains?
I know, that's crazy.
It's all downhill from here, but every once in a while you can hear them. That's so cool.
It is. Hubby likes a train.
Yeah, seen a train on the way home.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't grab the camera fast enough.
I know.
I'd have gave you a quick little but it was a short one. I think they're like bouncing stuff back and forth between a couple yards. There's some right there by Tractor Supply. There's a great big yard out there, and there's bouncing things back and forth. I've been noticing here lately. That's pretty cool. Little choo-choos out there moving back and forth. Heck yeah! But like I said, I was gonna. Like, oh, Kelly, look, and I'm like, it was short enough. It didn't have the
little flasher thing.
Yeah,
rear
name they have for him, or like a nickname they have for him.
rear flasher.
Yep, it's a rear flasher. It's actually connected to an airline back there, which is kind of weird.
That's crazy.
If they lose air or whatever, that thing has an antenna. They'll send it up front. Actually, I think it even put the train in like emergency stop or something, depending on what it sees. So it's not just a flashing light hanging off of there. Essentially, that's all it is, but it's doing more in the background. So, Mama?
Yes, I have that.
Seeing you ain't saying a word no how.
Is that all you got, hubba?
That's all I got. Done. Flamed out.
That's it, hubby flame.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
I'm just thinking to myself at the same time, I go, man, got so close to getting that BMW done. It's just like, dang, Kelly, back here horsing around. Back here horsing around.
I was trying to keep a straight face and do it, and I lost it.
We done turned this camera off.
All right.
It's like your parents, that thing that never made no sense. They go, don't make me turn this automobile around. I'm like,
what's that gonna do?
well, I didn't want to go where we're going anyway. Go on, turn it around.
Yeah.
But anyway.
All righty. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same smoke time, same smoke channel. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And you guys have a wonderful Thursday or Friday.
Heck yeah. All right.
All right.
Till early in the a.m. Woman, I'm going to kick your butt. Dadgum, you're being feisty as all heck. Knock you plumb out. Make me get a whole blush on.
His little face get all nice and
Yeah.
red.
Goofball.
He needed color. I was helping.
Apparently. All right. Better let you go.
All right.
We're at the show you all of a sudden she disappears.
Yeah.
All you see is like the old thing where you see the knife in the shadow. You see the fist coming. Give her a beat down out here in the yard. Woman, what I tell you about cutting up?
I know it.
Crazy. All right. We'll talk to you in the morning
We'll
if
see
I
you in the
survive.
morning.
All right. Thanks for watching now. Bye-bye. That's like one of those 5 or 6 goodbyes.
I know it. We're good at those goodbyes.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
So that'll be it. How about that?
Yes.
Thanks for watching. Bye-bye now. Oh,
Oh,
stuck the
and-
bye in anyway.
Yes, he did.
All right.